and John Zicka was able to, put it back in place with all his manpower, for the day, so that was taken care of.
Great.
Also, myself and Bishop and Mike Iantorno have been working on our plan, what has to be done in this building. We ordered paint and some other supplies. We're going to be starting the first floor men's and ladies' room in the next week or so. There's a couple things we got to fine tune, and then I ordered the paint and everything else. And those bathrooms in the building are in dire, need of painting and repair. So we're going to be starting, down on the first floor.
So you have a full winter project?
Yes.
Okay, good. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Thank you. Any questions for Mr. DeLeo?
No, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. DeLeo. Okay, comments from councilpersons. Person, yeah.
Well, I guess my first question is whatever happened back, we talked a while ago about this building and the RFP, and are we doing anything with that?
That's a very good question. I think that, let's talk about that for 2 seconds. Mr. Noto and Mr. Gelfarb, I think we should. I think we should go forward with it.
If we're going to look at that, I don't know, we should spend money on, we still want to spend money on upgrading if we're going to think about moving or whatever we're doing.
That's a very good question. Well, I think that in terms of what Mr. DeLeo is doing, we're taking advantage of the fact that we've got staff in place that they can upgrade, and it's more...
Right, that's what they could do, right?
Right. In terms of, and I agree with you, I don't think we should make any substantive investment until we know what we're going to do. I think that obviously hanging over our head going forward is the dissolution of the town, potential dissolution of the town, and then the study. But I think we should, carry on as business as usual, because I think that'll be a long process and involved. So I would have suggested, my recommendation would be that we put out this RFP and find out if there are people interested in either buying the building and leasing it back to us, or just buying it outright. So I think I would like to propose that for the next meeting, we agree a form of RFP that can go out. Actually, just note, does that need to be approved by the board, or?
What? No. I mean, to put out an RFP, you should. I mean, as protocol, you should, but you don't have to, because it's just an RFP. You don't have to accept the proposals. You can just. But I think given the magnitude of what you're suggesting, I think a board vote would be appropriate.
Well, what about the public hearing? Sorry.
Yeah, are we suggesting an RFP for a real estate broker or for actual people who might want to do the transaction? What about the idea of having an RFP for brokers who would sort of advise us?
Because you do have to find an alternative location, and you'd be paying rent or buying another facility to have a town hall.
Right.
I mean, we had brokers. I believe a broker just threw out some ideas some months ago.
Right.
I just wonder which would be more efficacious for the town, whether to have, to try.
Well, yeah. If you did that, then they could do two things. They could help decide if you want to market the building or not, and two, find an alternative location, because you still have to have a town hall.
We've been through this. We had a broker come in. They talked about 14,000 feet and all that. I'm anxious to go move on this. I think Councilwoman Mendocino's right. We can't dither forever and figure out we either have to invest in the building or we have to sell it and lease it back. And so, as your parting shot, if you want to sit down with Mr. Nowotnik and pull together an RFP for next meeting for us to review. But it seems to me that I think that what will the RFP do? It'll basically, you're going to invite bids from real commercial property owners and developers to either buy the building outright and we find a new spot, or buy the building outright and then lease it back to us. And so I think that I think we can construct an RFP that invites them to do that and gives them a couple months to come up with a proposal, and then we'll evaluate the proposal. I think we wouldn't be in a position where we'd have to be obligated to accept the proposal. It'd have to be reviewed by the board. But if we get something that's attractive to us, I would have thought that we may want to move on that.
My question though is, are we better off to have an RFP for a broker to sort of advise us, as opposed to us trying to act as our own broker.
What's the broker going to do, do you think?
Well, the broker would have some expertise in selling buildings. I mean, we don't really have the institutional expertise in selling buildings. I mean, people who need to sell office space oftentimes hire brokers. That's my thought.
Well, we did.
I mean, I'm obviously willing to hear what anyone has to say about it.
I think that we tried that route, and like our attorney said, we don't have to accept anything, but it just will give us ideas if there's anyone out there, or I don't know. I think we went the route with the brokers already.
But we didn't do anything about it. We had the
Well, we
broker,
did. Mr. Nowotny met with him behind the scenes, and he talked to him, and, you know, we did, we probably, you're right, we should have gotten a more formal feedback from the broker. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we, can I suggest that we come up with some ideas and proposals ahead of the next meeting that we'll circulate to the board, and then obviously we'll have a chance to vote on it before the, you know, at the next meeting. But, you know, if we can't get something that you're comfortable with, I think the broker's just going to delay the process. What's he going to tell you? He's going to tell you the real estate market's difficult. He's going to give an estimated value for the property, but he won't know until he puts it out for bid. If you put it out for bid, you get a kind of offer for the property.
I'm not in the commercial real estate industry, so I don't know which is better, but you know, there's something to be said for having someone doing this work for us. I understand they get a commission, but I don't really know that we have the in-house expertise to do this.
I'll tell you what, as part of the, well, do you want to meet with the broker in the meantime? I'm not trying to...
No. We met with one. I just don't think that we really took it to the next step.
Why don't you meet with the broker we met with again in the meantime to see what I don't want to discard your suggestion. Why don't you meet with the broker in the meantime and see and see what you think is the you know, get some sense.
I think we need a broker to help us at least put together the RFP. I mean, that's something, you know, because we need to really go through this in terms of what we're looking for. And maybe part of the deal is they have to find us an alternative location. I mean, maybe part of the package is if they take the building, if we don't lease it, because someone's got to fix it. So I don't know if they're going to buy it and fix it and then let us lease it, or we're going to move somewhere else. And we still got to find a space, I don't know, it's 10,000, whatever the number is we need. Have we done a needs analysis that we know how
Yes,
many?
we have.
We have, okay. So we know what square footage we need. So maybe that should be part of the package with a brokerage team to say it's a combined package. Do something with this building, find us a location.
Okay.
And a broker could do that. I mean, better than we could.
So it would be in the nature of an RFP for a brokerage firm whose the expectation of whom would be to, you know, do a needs analysis.
To put together the RFP, to market the building if we decide to go that route, and as part of that, get us an alternative location.
So Nowotny, I think, is busting a gut to say something. Would you like to, anything you could contribute on that?
I
Don't
think
bust
the
that
path
gut.
you
That's
have
a gut that you don't
eventually
want to
come
bust.
Is the correct path.
Thank you. Good. Excellent suggestion. Mr. Gelfarb, Councilman Gelfarb contributed to the end. Anything else, Councilman Benzino?
I just want, did we have the walkthrough at Crawford, or we never did that?
We need to do that. We haven't organized that yet.
Okay.
We should do that. Would you circulate, maybe next week, sort of a holiday week, it might be easy to do that.
Fine.
And do the walkthrough and do your budget workshop at Crawford Park at the same time.
It's fine with me, if it works for me. I know Ms. Gelfarb's in the city, so
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough for him.
I don't want to be so pressured to leave to go to work. It's you know, we should do the budget workshop, as much work
Are
as
you
needs to
gonna-
be done.
Oh,
Right.
well, you don't want to do the walkthrough in the evening, you want to do
I
it in daylight?
No, I said the last time, I want to do it in the daylight.
Okay.
I mean, it would seem to be a lot more useful to see where we're walking.
Yeah.
You are so picky. You are so picky. I'm
Give
joking.
you the hard hat with the
So,
light.
would you try and organize that, Mr. Nowotny, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Actually, and Mr. Arcaro, sorry, Councilman Benzino.
I'm done, thank you. Oh, wait, of course, once again, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
the
Thank
team
you
up
so much.
here.
Thank you.
We'll be working with again, and I'll have to watch out, because I have two females on this
I know,
side.
watch out. Fantastic. Mr. Arcaro, I realize we missed the Mall American Community Project update. Did you want to update us on where we are?
I'm torn between a record-breaking meeting and updating you.
We'll go with the record.
Go for the record?
Yeah, I guess that's out the window now.
Just very quickly, if you might recall, it was just about a year ago in October that as a result of the Model American Community approach, we had reached out to the CCS, the Council of Community Services, and rearranged their lease. And just to let you know that they're prepared to come back here at your December meeting to update you on what they've done during the past year with that ability that you've given them to do more than they could do before. And so Dan Lipka, the Executive Director, is prepared to join us at the December meeting.
All right, well, one thing is, I've been approached by another not-for-profit looking to try and get some kind of similar thing. And we have to come up with, Town Attorney noted, can we come up with some, we need to come up with some procedures and guidelines to...
About the rental?
Well, not the rental so much as, well, what if we have 10 groups that want to come in? We have to, in terms of allocating the space.
Well, I drafted last year a memo on the things they can do. We listed all the things they will do, and I think basically you have to evaluate the proposals. I mean, it is within your discretion.
Right.
So I guess you just pick the best one, the one that probably does the most.
We could work together? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's no...
Yeah, that was a 2-year agreement that was with CCS.
It's already been 2 years, wow.
No, I'm sorry, it was a 2-year agreement, it's been 1 year.
Yeah, it'd be great if you had 10 groups that want to do it. That would be a positive. But I think let's see what you get, and then we'll do through an evaluation process to pick the best one.
Perfect. Great, thanks, Mr. Carroll. Mr. Councilman Gelfar.
I said enough last month, so nothing tonight.
County Legislator-elect Gelfar. Well, I just want to, first and foremost, again, thank Mr. Nardi for his hard work. And congratulate Mr. DiCrescenzo, Christina Collins, Bob Newers for their election victories. I know they all worked very hard to both get elected, and in the case of Councilman Newers, I'm glad he was reelected. I know he's worked very hard on the board. And I know all our prayers go to him and his family as he looks to recover from his bypass surgery. I'd like to thank and congratulate the County Legislator Gelfar yet once again for tremendous work done here on the board, and I know we're looking forward to having him represent us at the county. And finally, I want to thank the candidates that ran against us at the town: Rico Dos Anjos, John Rivas, Gary Sullivan. I know they're all committed to working for the best of our community. I thought that they ran a fair campaign, and want to encourage. It's not easy to get out and put yourself on the line in public in the public space, and I want to thank them for all the hard work they did in doing that. And again, thank Village Trustee Brakewood. I think I'm sure Councilman Gelfar will agree with me that it was a good race. Where the issues were at the forefront rather than some silliness. And I want to finally thank the voters at home for giving me the honor and privilege to serve you for another 4 years. So thank you very much. With that, can I get a motion to bring the meeting to a close? Do you set the record or not?
Motion to adjourn.
Carbon record.
It's a carbon record.
I think Billy actually beat it by 2 minutes.